I was walking down Main Street, kind of was just looking around. It was past midnight at this time, and I had one option for food. And it was just after getting back from this food truck festival where I was walking around after like option after option, mozzarella sticks, fried tacos. I guess it's just that niche that I just happened to keep seeing was not fulfilled by anyone. I've heard about places in the past that have been here, open late night, and late night in big cities is often pretty popular. But here we're still basically a big city. We have a giant population all condensed into one spot. And the fact that there wasn't really a late night option was kind of, I thought, like silly. So we just really wanted to bring it as soon as we possibly could.
People have really grown to love our food so far, which is something that I was kind of worried about in the beginning. I was like, I don't know, I've never been in the kitchen before.
Honestly, it was like this kind of weird, like perfect storm of us living together, meeting throughout the 4 years here, knowing each other, knowing mutual friends, and then just having this like random skill set. I honestly think it's like our team that works so well. It's not necessarily like the individual person. It's the fact of like the bond that we have together. We know a lot about each other. We know our strengths and weaknesses. We know the buttons that we can push within each other. So sometimes we stay away from them, but also sometimes we can push them. So we went, kind of sat down, talked about what style food, what theme we wanted to give off, you know, and we wanted to go for that like college vibe, that late night. Those innuendos with our names and our menu, it's kind of like that fun feel, or we want to have that like engaging environment. But it's also like the inclusive environment. So I'm also gluten-free myself, so I look for something that's gluten-free. Started sending out surveys. We did it for all the class pages, and then a couple of like the local community pages, and then some of the high school pages around here as well. Just trying to gauge our audience. We've asked them like what time they go out, how much they were willing to spend, how many times a week do you go out to eat. We got a lot of information from just like local kids, you know, people like us who are part of our target audience. And then started doing some like menu taste testings and going through some recipes, actually like going through and making the cheese sauce and figuring out what we wanted to sell. From there, started reaching out to some suppliers, you know, and then started reaching out to some of the restaurants around campus where we got a pretty resounding no from most of them. But Lou at Wildcat Pizza was an absolute G and took a chance on us, and it's been working out ever since. So we go down to Restaurant Depot in Andover, Mass. That's just like the most logistically friendly for us right now. Eventually we want to get to some sort of like distributor who can drop off the food for us. But we'll go down once, twice a week, pick up a large portion of food, and then just do a giant round of prep. We usually do our prep on Tuesday nights, and then that'll last us for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then we do like a live prep right before we open, so at 9:30 we get in the kitchen and kind of just start like getting stuff warm, gonna be heating some stuff up. But the hours are pretty crazy. 10 to 2, so we close at 2, and then we close. We usually get out around like 4 a.m. We eat local. So the eat local movement is something that we are kind of passionate about. We're all local, but then we also support local and eat local. We have local suppliers, we use local businesses. We have the diets, so we do like gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian, but then also everyone to be able to come into our store and have no worries. We're inclusive to everyone.
We don't want to be like those kids that just had this great idea at UNH. We want to be those guys that kind of created this insane business that is regionally a monster, say 5 years down the line, and we've got a multitude of businesses open.
This has been a baby of mine for 4 years, and these kids have helped me just bring this dream to like fruition. We honestly have no idea what this beast is yet. We know that there's something there, and it's really exciting, honestly. But I think the goal would be to be in as many college campuses as we possibly could.
There you go.